Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. Typically on Saturday mornings, I post a story from several years back, one of the early pieces, but I'm up working, and you see this desk, you see that there's a lot of stuff going on, but I understand it. I'm actually working on competencies, writing a sermon, and editing a book. And it made me think of a documentary I recently saw. It's called Living with Lincoln. And if you haven't seen it, you must. It's on Max, formerly known as HBO Max. Living with Lincoln. And there were several terms, phrases used in that just made my whole heart happy. Um, one of them, one of the uh, people in it, he says his father said that his mother was many-sided. He said, I'm capable of just one thing at a time, but you are many-sided. And that's very different from multitasking. They found that, we used to say, nobody can really multitask. And then somebody came along and said, no, women can multitask. And women were like, yes, we can. We can multitask. Look at us multitask. And I'm like, no, that's the way to get you to do more work. And really what people are doing is task switching. They switch from one thing to the other and they think they're multitasking and you're doing it all at once, but you're not really. But this term, multi-sided, capable of doing many different things, is really different. What we know is that there's probably about maybe 2.2% of the population that can really multitask, and they tend to be people with ADHD. Anyway, being multi-sided means you can do many things. Now, if you allow your life to be led by one purpose, doing these many things, you can be effective because it's really one thing, but you do them in many ways. Um, the other term, which was marvelous, the other term is mystic chords of memory. Abraham Lincoln talked about these mystic chords of memory. Oof. And that's another thing that ties all of these multi-sides together. Mystic chords of memory, that the chords of memory, the stories that we tie together, they are really mystic when you see how I can tell you a story and you can find the points in it where your story connects and it brings up something, it reminds you, which is why we say we're neurologically wired for narrative. So I was thinking about all of that as I was working, and I was thinking about you all and thinking how those who follow this page, and yesterday it reached 100,000, those who follow this page religiously, intentionally and regularly, are many-sided people, and we're engaging and connecting through the mystic chords of memory such that it allows us and enables us to see a brighter day. And sometimes, we get bogged down by the things, the supposition, the speculation. I tell people the only way you can have a 24-hour news channel is that 23 of those hours are speculation about the 1 hour that they reported. Sometimes we get bogged down in that stuff. And sometimes people who know better, who really are connected to those mystic chords of memory, who know better, get caught up in what is in their ear. When my children would display behaviors that were not typical of them, I'd say, who's in your ear? Who's in your ear? Us multi-sided people have to be able to think both and. We can see what's happening and see a way out at the same time. I'm sitting here listening to and writing about Jesus' calling of the 12 and how the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And if we forget what we're here to harvest, folks will have us laboring in some stuff that ain't got nothing to do with us. I love you multi-sided people, and I'm so grateful that we are connected in these mystic chords of memory. I love you.